Alrighty, welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vihos. You can call me Sleuth. This is True Crime in the Morning. The case we will be covering today is Rachel Morin. This is a very active case. I believe this is a solvable case. I think the more attention it gets, I think the more likely that it will be solved. What's up, Shadow? Sorry, guys, my phone is not paused. Apologize. It's hard to say, so happy for this diversion. Good to see you, Shadow. Jerry, how are you? Good morning. Welcome. Anna, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to play one of my own videos on Rachel Morin. We'll use that as the overview. There's a couple local reports, couple videos, 2 to 3 minutes long. We'll go ahead and take a look at those. We'll look at the location where she was found, the location where she went missing. We'll learn a little bit about her and how we can help spread the awareness in this case. And we'll spend a lot of time, probably the whole last half hour of today's live stream, going over the suspect, getting his face and his image on the screen. What's up, Beth? How are you doing? Grunge Truck. This is the DC, our jogger who was brutally murdered. This was a jogger, Maryland, Bel Air. Yeah, she was found. I don't know if she was a jogger, if she was just out for a hike. She may have been out on a date. I really don't know. But yeah, she was murdered while out on a trail. What's up, Bird Brain? Good morning to you. Says last night was interesting. Yeah, that was very interesting. True crime and other stuff. What's up? What's up, Grunge Truck? Yeah, it was a good interview. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Good morning to you. Totally unfamiliar with this case. Well, this one's going to blow your mind, dude. This is a unsolved murder mystery. This is a new case. Um, it's basically unfolding. New information every other week now, and we're going to go over all of that information now. But I have a feeling that this case could break at any moment. They got DNA. They got somewhat of a description. You know, in a way, it's a lot like the Delphi case, right? They got this strange video where you can't really, see who it is. There is DNA, but it's not matching up to anybody in the database. The only thing about this guy is he's like a serial type killer, serial offender. Grunge says probably somebody bringing in marijuana from California to DC area where they sell it for 2 to 3 times the amount. That could explain the travel. Here, I put this map together. Let's take a look. We're jumping a little ahead, but whatever. We can do what we want. So, in Maryland is where Rachel was attacked. She was murdered in Bel Air. The way they got the suspect's image was from a case in Los Angeles, California. Apparently, this guy broke into a home and assaulted a young woman. Then they went and questioned somebody in Chicago And then most recently, somebody in DC who they believe can help them with their case. So, I mean, you got to ask the question, what is causing this person to just be traveling from east to west coast and pretty much everything in between? I mean, it's kind of a straight line. You see that? But who knows? He could have been all over the place. What's up, Frank Meister? Good to see you. Tam B, what's up? Grunge says, I know he was in California for sure. Yeah, we know that for a fact. Guys, we'll get started here in just about 4 minutes. I like to give about 10 minutes to give everybody an opportunity to say, hey, oh shit, there's a live stream. What's up, Frederica? Grunge says, I used to get my herbs in DC and it was mostly stuff from California. I mean, that makes total sense. Everything, for some reason, is close by the border, right? As far as purity and quality, I guess. Florida girl trying to stay warm in this cold. You guys getting some cold weather? True Crime says, glad you're talking about it. I don't know anything about this one. Yeah, this one's going to blow your mind. This is a very active case. And I have a feeling they're going to find this guy. Like within the next month or two, this guy will be in custody. Frederica, wonder where he is now. We haven't heard from him in a while. Thank the Lord. Yeah, but they know he's going to hit again. They know it. I think Pat Brown recently was working with local media, and she helped with the profile. So I grabbed a screenshot of that, and we'll talk about that and see what you guys think. Yeah, it's very close. Here, let me put the map back up there. There's not a whole lot of information on what's going on in DC, but I did pull an article, and we'll get to that eventually here. What's up, Cheeks? What's up, Lynn? I'm doing well. How are you? Cindy, staying positive on this one. Yep, got to stay positive no matter what. Thanks for sponsoring today's live stream. What's up, Silas? So yeah, this dude's all over the place. Oops, sorry. What's up, Anna? Suspect is said to be Hispanic. Maybe he transports other drugs from the Mexican border to the other places. So when you hear Hispanic, he's moving drugs. I find that highly offensive. That's racism. Just kidding. No, it could be. I mean, that makes total sense. Or a trucker. Sports, maybe. College. Military. The question I have, and the reason I put this map together, I was going to save it for the end, but I think it might be better to ask it now and then talk about it at the end. A lot of people say military, but the question is, what do all of these locations have in common? Washington, Maryland, Chicago, California. So if anybody knows, I don't have the answer. So if you guys are waiting for me to give that answer, I don't know. I legitimately have the same question. Yeah, what causes you to travel from California to potentially Washington? Frederica says my late husband was a tank driver, and he had one way there to California and one way back to Indiana. Damn, that's a long haul. I don't think I could be a truck driver. Like I'm a really good driver, but I don't know. I don't think I want that stress. Like I'd be good out on the highway, but the second I got into like a big city and I got that big truck and I'm dealing with all these idiots, you know, like me zipping around in my truck, not giving enough space. It'd be too frustrating. Because when I was younger, I drove a delivery truck. It was a big truck, but it wasn't like a semi or anything. And that shit was frustrating. What's up, Donna? Freckle says, I figured out there's no way the girls were moved in the middle of the night to the scene. Are you talking about the Delphi case? Yeah, I have my theories. Freckled, are you in the Discord? We talk about that kind of stuff all the time. I know you're a member, so I'll post the Discord link if anybody wants to join if you're a member. Shadow, I was wondering why I wasn't getting notifications. I checked my settings and it had reverted to personalized instead of all. People may want to check settings, they're not getting notified. Yeah, honestly, I've made it a habit when I see some of the channels that I'm subscribed to and I've hit that bell icon. If I'm not getting the notifications, what I'll do is I'll unsubscribe and I'll resubscribe and then I'll hit the bell icon. I mean, this is a huge company. It's like all software, Silicon Valley shit. They're doing updates. I mean, imagine the bugs they have to deal with in that system. Insane. All right, let's get going here, guys. This first overview is a video I made recently on the case. And it pretty much covers all the points about the case, and then we'll dive right in to the rest. Let me know if you can hear this. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. Today we will be discussing the Rachel Morin case. On August 5th, Rachel Morin went on an early evening walk on a popular Bel Air, Maryland trail called Ma and Pa. Stands for Maryland and Pennsylvania. 37-year-old Rachel Morin was last seen at 6 p.m. Her boyfriend reported her missing at 11:23 p.m. and her vehicle was found parked at the trailhead. Morin's body was discovered August 6th in a wooded area on the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, one day after she left home to go for a walk. Can you guys hear this? DNA found at the crime scene matched a suspect wanted for a March home invasion and assault, and this took place in Los Angeles. This image here is taken from security footage at that victim's home. A Maryland law firm is launching a digital campaign directed towards the Hispanic community. According to investigators, the suspect is a Hispanic male in his early to mid-20s, estimated to be 5'9" and weighing around 160 pounds. If you have a legitimate tip, send it to rmtips@harvardsheriff.org. That's rmtips@harford SHERIFF.org. All right, so that's basically the overview on the case. I want to go ahead and show you some local media coverage from just days to weeks to months after. And also, they do an interview with the gentleman who actually, him and his stepdaughter, I believe, found Rachel. Let's go to that right now.
I had never walked it myself.
For Michael Gabrzeski,
I told my stepdaughter, I said, look, it's not going to be laying out in the open.
the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, uncharted territory.
I said, she's going to be tucked away somewhere.
But the former National Park search and rescue officer has extensive experience tracking down missing people.
So basically, it's my passion to bring closure to that family by bringing her back and not having them wonder what happened.
Following reports, 37-year-old Rachel Morin left for a walk and never returned, Gabrzeski and his stepdaughter taking off on a search rooted on instinct.
I just kept seeing tunnels
Anna.
in my mind.
You and Jim.
I don't know why, but I just kept seeing tunnels.
2 peas in a pod.
Despite law enforcement swarming the area for almost a full day, Gabrzeski's stepdaughter locating the body in about an hour. The deadly discovery.
Once we got down there and I started seeing them tunnels, I started getting goosebumps.
Made in a tunnel drain not far from the trail's main entrance.
I saw a terrible mess.
Gabrzeski's visions meeting the reality of a gruesome scene.
There's not going to be an open casket, I can guarantee you that.
He says Morin's body found in a pool of blood, suffering severe head trauma, an injury he believes could be the result of a rock.
Yeah, look at those rocks right there.
Said that there was a big
Jagged
rock down there that was all caked in blood.
I understand many of you want answers.
I don't know. To me, a rock, that seems very opportunistic. Because I know there's theories that she might have been meeting somebody from a dating site, maybe. But, well, I guess he could have went down there to meet her and then things got out of hand. And then the person picked up a rock. So I guess it's hard to say.
And we do too.
The latest update from the Harford County Sheriff's Department declining to mention how Morin died and not yet naming a suspect. This as Morin's boyfriend quickly taking to social media, proclaiming his innocence. Richard Tobin writing, quote, "I love Rachel. I would never do anything to her. Let the family and I grieve."
I mean, it could have been his way of grieving, but it's not about you. It's about her. It's about bringing her home. And somebody's mother, somebody's daughter. She left behind 5 children.
Whoever the killer is, Gabrzeski convinced it's someone with close ties to the victim.
Because it's too personal. If somebody were just to do a thrill kill, it wouldn't be as brutal as what we witnessed.
I agree
Rebecca
with him.
Pryor, Fox 45 News.
It'd be like a stabbing, right? But yeah, because of him now, they kind of know that what was going on with the crime scene. Looks like she was killed maybe with a rock. I mean, it just seems extremely brutal. You have this guy. He's in California. He's breaking into somebody's home and assaulting a young lady, a juvenile. And then he's here murdering somebody with a rock. I mean, they got to catch this guy.
I just want to apologize for the rescheduling. We had a lead come in at 3 o'clock that we needed to run down before we did this press conference.
Hey, what's up, Don?
Right now, that lead hasn't panned out for us, but we're still out there investigating it. So that's why we had to postpone this press conference.
Me too, Frederica.
So first off, I just want to start off by saying thank you for coming out tonight. I am Colonel William Davis, Chief Deputy of the Harford County Sheriff's Office. I know this briefing comes in late in the day, but last night we received critical pieces of information, and our detectives have been working throughout the night and today, running down our new leads. Once the new evidence came to light, Sheriff Gaylor was adamant that we needed to inform our community as soon as possible, and that's why we're here tonight. As you know, since Saturday, August 5th, 12 days ago, the Harford County Sheriff's Office has been working around the clock to get justice for Rachel Morin and hopefully bring peace to her family. Since that first day, over 300 community tips have flooded our inboxes and emails. Her death has grabbed local, state, national, and international headlines, everyone with the same goal: find the killer and bring justice to Rachel. DNA evidence is part of nearly every modern-day investigation, and in Rachel's case, DNA evidence was collected by our Forensic Services Unit. That DNA was analyzed by the Maryland State Police, and it was ran through the National CODIS system. This DNA evidence has come back as a match, tied to a home invasion and an assault of a young girl in
They're going to get
Los
this guy
this past March.
I can feel it in my bones.
Unfortunately, that suspect has not been positively identified, but he did leave behind his DNA. Based on the DNA evidence, we consider the individual in the video we obtained from the Los Angeles Police Department and that we are about to show you on our TV screens to be the person that murdered Rachel Morin on August 5th. So we're now going to show the video. And just so everyone's aware, this video, after this press conference, this video will be posted on our social media.
Here, I think we're going to take a closer look at this video. I went and got everything frame by frame. So let's not jump into that yet.
Tonight, that intense search that remains underway in Harford County for the person who killed Rachel Morin. The mother's body was found on that popular trail in Bel Air last weekend. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren stays on this story for us and has the latest way that you can help out.
Hey, Mind of Monsters, welcome.
The Harford County Sheriff's Office has a new way to send in tips, and they say they've located people who may have seen Rachel Morin.
Mind of Monster says, this is a sad case. I just can't wrap my mind around how they still have not found this guy. They will. It's still very early. They're going to catch this guy. I know it. There has to be trail cams or something. I don't get how the POI face has not been released if this was a Cali guy. Yeah, I wonder if they have a sketch of the guy. But to what you're saying about the trail cams, I think that needs to start just being standard. You know, when you're going to set up these trail systems just outside of a small town or a city, or even within a small town or within a city, I think it should be mandatory that you have cameras viewing anybody coming and going, and then a few throughout the trail system. You know, because it doesn't take much. You can get those solar panels. Those will recharge the cameras all day long. It's really not, that expensive.
Just before her death, almost a week since Rachel Morin was killed on the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, police are still trying to piece together her final moments. The sheriff's office says they've identified and contacted 5 people who were walking with their dogs between 6 and 7:30 last Saturday.
I mean, you could be hiding in any of this brush. Okay, imagine if you're some creep and you're walking and you see like a lady in front of you, way up in the distance. And you're walking and, your mind, that psychopathic mind, the gears just start turning. You're looking and you're calculating and you're doing the math. You're looking how secluded the area is. And then they may convince themselves like, all right, we're going to do this. And I'm going to get away with it.
Evening, who may be among the last to have seen Morin alive. And police have set up a new email address for all tips, rmtips@harfordsheriff.org. They say hundreds of tips have already come in.
I understand many of you want answers, and we do too. What I can tell you for sure is this was an intent.
Anna says he must have left strong samples. He's out of control. He doesn't care what he does. To me, I'm thinking, young kid, cocky, not in the system. Maybe because he is somewhat smart, knows that in order to track him, you need something to compare his DNA to, right? So right now he knows they're lost in the woods. So we could be dealing with a sophisticated criminal. Not quite sure yet.
Intentional taking of a person's life.
The family posted Rachel's picture on trees along the trail. The 37-year-old was a mom with 5 children.
Thanks, Minded Monsters.
Her
Have a
mother
great day.
posted an open letter to the community on Facebook. It reads in part, "If you have experienced the loss of a dear loved one, then you know how hard it can be to express the pain that you feel in your heart. When it's sudden and tragic, your mind looks for ways to cope."
I agree, Chopper. You would think the sketch would be released. Here, I think I have something that we can talk about real quick. Welcome back to members, Freckled. Okay, so this is a hand here. Everybody was curious. They thought maybe this was the young victim. But apparently law enforcement has cleared up some things, that this is her brother's hand. And we know they had an interaction at the door. So, I mean, tell us what he looked like. Did he have a mustache? Did he have a beard? Was he clean shaven? Did he have a big nose? Did he have a skinny nose? Did he have a hair lip? Did he have pouty lips? Did he have a slim face? Like, give us something. Discord. All right, Cold Truth. Remember, I'll shoot you an email. I'll send you a personalized link. I thought I sent you one already before. Good to see you, Cold Truth. Cindy Lean, no visible tattoos. Nope. All right, let's finish going over this, and then we'll get into that.
As a mom, I appreciate the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the worldwide community that grieves with me for my young daughter. Thank you for caring, truly. An online fundraiser for the family has raised more than $40,000, and the case remains top of mind for many in Harford County. What's your hope for her family?
Oh, I hope they get justice. I hope this killer is found, yes, and I hope they get justice.
Police are keeping details close to the vest and have not said whether they believe this was a targeted or random killing.
One question we have continued to get centers around whether we have interviewed the boyfriend in this case. The answer is yes, we have, along with many other people who are close to Rachel.
The Harford County Sheriff has assigned 10 investigators to the high-profile case. Mike.
Yeah, they don't seem to be interested in the boyfriend at all. But if we learned anything from the Crystal Rogers case, maybe he could have hired somebody for all we know. Yeah, that's a good question, Chopper. Was he speaking in Spanish? Did he have a Spanish accent? Like, give us something to go by. They got to know. Anna says the suspect's body is unusual. He has done some kind of bodybuilding, in my opinion. Maybe a link to the crimes would be gyms. Okay, let's get into it. So this is just some Google Street View here. Kind of the surrounding area. The trailhead is just up the street from here. What's up, Brad? How you doing? So I'm just kind of showing you guys the surrounding area, trying to figure out what this person was doing there. What was his business there that day? Did he know she was going to be there? Was he going to meet her there? Um, Something that did stand out to me were these apartments right here. Let me see. Let me speed this up. Right there. You guys see these apartments? Now, if you're going to jump on this trail and you're driving, you would park here. So I think she most likely parked here and then began walking on the trail. So was somebody observing her? Birdbrain said, "You said brother's arm. Why did he leave two witnesses?" Believe it or not, just like some of these criminals are cunning, people can be very cunning as well. You know, if it's a life or death situation, some people can talk their way out of it. You know, their instincts kick in. So you might have to give all the credit to those survivors there because we know how brutal this person is. They could have very well be responsible for saving their own lives by the actions they took. Yeah, she could have had a stalker, right? Cindy, yeah, maybe even a weapon like a firearm. You know, maybe they pulled a firearm on him, like, get the hell out of my house, and then called the cops. Yeah, that's a good point. They're not sharing everything from that investigation, the one in Los Angeles. Pretty tight lipped. Chopper says he has definitely committed more crimes since the murder, probably little petty crimes. He seems to be evolving. What's going on, Hiawatha? Hey, Lisa. Yeah, up here, these apartments, look, you'd have a perfect view. And the thing is if you, let's say you live in these apartments, if for whatever reason you wanted to go visit somebody at the apartments across the highway, you would take this trail. This trail literally goes under the highway. And then when you pop out on the other end, you're in another apartment complex, very similar to this. So I'm wondering if maybe he travels back and forth, and one day he was traveling, sees Rachel all alone, because right where she was attacked, it's a kind of an ambush point, and we'll take a look at that in a second. What's up, Sean? Yeah, I don't know. It seems like rage. Now, if you can smash somebody with a rock, like to me, that's rage, some kind of anger. I don't know if it's personal. It kind of seems personal, but maybe some kind of maybe he was denied. I think there is an online aspect to this crime, if I'm not mistaken. They might, Don. They seem to be closing in on this guy. Okay, we'll take a close look at the crime scene. So now I believe this is where she was found. And notice this highway right here, right behind her. Now to the left, if you were to stay on the trail, there's another tunnel that goes under the highway that you can ride your bike under, you can walk under. But I believe this, if you followed this tunnel, it would take you under the highway as well. But I believe she was found somewhere near here. Yeah, she must have put up a fight, maybe kicked him in the balls. Something that made I see like rage. Like you can't just be like, "Oh, well this is the method I'm going to use, right? I'm going to use this rock." Like, no, you're mad. Like you did something to me. Well, anybody that does this to me, guess what I do back to them? It's like a millionfold, you know. Okay, so right here is the highway that you can kind of see in the background behind those tunnels. And here's the trail, and you can kind of see how it loops right here. You're kind of walking this way, and then it just whips right back, and you're going in the opposite direction. Well, she was found right around this area here, and he most likely used this as an ambush point, right? He's stalking her. And if he has prior knowledge of this trail, as soon as she would whip around this corner, he is now just a short distance from her. All he has to do is kind of hop a little fence that's right here, and he's right at her. Or he could even cut through and be waiting for her. Force her off the trail. She puts up a fight. Just remember, ladies, you never leave this trail. You never go to a secondary location. That's what all the experts say. This is where you put up your fight. It's a fight for your life right here in the most public area. All right, let's take a look at the street view. So just down there are the tunnels. And you can kind of see this railing here. Let me turn the camera all the way around. Right there to the left. So you can see this railing in the back of that photo right here. So she was found just down in these woods. Anna says, but if his goal was SA, he didn't pick a comfortable place to accomplish such. Whatever was in his mind was brutal. Yeah, for me, the question still remains: did he know her? Was he talking to her online? Was he willing to travel great distances to meet her that day? Maybe even catfishing, or really just trying to meet her? Oh, you were talking this and that over the phone, come here, give me a kiss. And she's like, whoa, whoa, buddy. Like, hey, man, like we were just flirting and all that. Like, I need to get to know you. I'm still dating somebody. Let's be friends first. And this guy's like, no, like you're gonna give me what I want. But after looking at the location, it seems more like a stalking type situation. I believe she did bird brain. Can somebody answer that question in the chat or in the comments? If you're part of that replay crew, do we know if she walked there often? Is this something she did? Could anybody have gotten kind of her schedule down? Maybe somebody that lives nearby. So these are the houses just through the woods there. See if I can go back. And one thing I noticed, there's a lot of construction. So was somebody working on one of these homes here? Almost each house has one of these large dumpsters. Usually you get those when you're renovating. You got the ladder up. You got the dumpster. Look, there's another one here. You got a work vehicle. I think there's a couple work vehicles around here. So looks like you got a lot of money in this area. People are always spending their money. Add-ons to the home, renovations, plumbing, whatever. I mean, did this guy just, why was he in the area? I mean, you don't just say, hey, I'm going to go to this trail today. First, you got to know it's there, right? And then you have to have an interest in it. Or maybe it's serving a purpose. It's a path you've taken before, or a path for whatever reason you were taking on that day. Okay, let's look at this guy frame by frame. Yeah, not only that, Anna, I think men are like very aggressive too, or they can be. Outside of the grid, these folks find vulnerable people in everyday life on small levels, and murderously exploitative in situations like this. Crime of opportunity. Chopper says maybe he saw her while he drove past her. You know what? We've covered a lot of cases where that happens, where some sick individual is just going along about their day and they see something and they cannot resist. Kind of like that UPS driver who kidnapped that little girl. I mean, he was just working and he could not help himself. To me, that's the scariest part about all of this. It's like even the perpetrator can't predict when they're going to do this again or when they're going to start. Yeah, I wonder if the haircut could help at all. Kind of seems to have big nostrils. What's up, Kate? Hey, Kitty. Says she worked out at the gym and then goes there to wind down after working out. Yeah, he could have followed her from the gym. Oh, where are you going after this? Oh, I'm going to go for a walk. Oh, maybe I'll join you. Okay, sure. Playing Mr. Nice Guy. Or even just followed her. Man, this is another mystery. Drive you crazy if you let it. Freckle says he hit her and didn't want to get fired. Oh, you're saying he could have been an employee there? Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Freckle. Kind of with like the hook nose type at the end. Kind of that Arab look. That's what I thought too, but I'm sure because of the DNA, they know he's Hispanic. Maybe his voice even. He's got a gold necklace or something around his neck. I saw that, Anna. He got a little too friendly with the Bic razor there. Maybe he joined a skinhead gang. I'm not sure. He got a little close and a little high there, Rex. Yeah, Anna, you might be onto something. She spent a lot of time there. She was definitely in great shape. Um, oh, was it FedEx? Not UPS? Yeah, that's a good point, Cindy. They probably already checked, right? Like, where is his forehead? Like, it's almost like his eyebrows are literally his hair. Like, this is his eyebrows. It just keeps going. And technically, he's bald. Yeah, motion stretching. Yeah, you guys got to keep that in mind. All this is all warped and could even be bleeding in with the door. The colors kind of match a little bit. It's hard to know where his nose ends and the door begins. Like right here, it looks like he has a weird, freakishly long nose with a giant nostril. And then right there, it looks even more hooked, but really, you're kind of seeing the door. Here, you can kind of get an idea of the shape of his nose. Pretty sure they had, I mean, they had to have had cameras, right? Yeah, Hiawatha, that was my first impression. And then they said he was Hispanic, so I was like, okay. Yeah, I think he might have a mustache. Oh, I think I went too far. Here, I'll show you my little sketch that I put together. That's what I see. Maybe this little bad haircut or scar is a little bit further back. But that's what I'm seeing. A really small forehead. More of a 2 head, maybe. 1.5 head. Sean, he travels doing construction remodeling. And remember, these creeps, they'll travel. Let's say he's doing some kind of like online stalking, catfishing or something, maybe even just for targeting purposes. These people have been known to drive 24 hours at a time, from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast or all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. Many times to meet underage girls, somebody that they're stalking. These are highly motivated people. So this guy could be traveling to commit crimes for all we know. The pervy stash. No, it's definitely his hair. Yeah, that's his hair. I think let's go to the other view. Yeah, something about the nose, right? If they're going to identify him, it might be there. Seems to have big nostrils. Salty Sleuth, True Crime Time. What's up? Welcome. big ears. All right, guys. That is it for our time today. We're going to spend about 5 minutes closing it down. This was provided by, I believe, Pat Brown, the profiler. She was helping a local news agency, and this is the information she provided. Behavioral traits: narcissistic, lacking empathy, manipulative, pathological liar. So the reason she's providing this information is because you might have somebody that is in your life. When you look at these images, you're like, oh, yeah, it kind of looks like so-and-so. But then you think, hey, he would never do that. So they want you to consider, does that person have these personality traits? Cold Truth says, anyone watched I Survived? Lots of good info on what to do, plus it's super interesting. No, but I will watch it. Here's a good one on the ears. No, I feel like his right ear might be all messed up or something. Can't tell, though. Kyphosis, is that something to do with your back? Like your spine? Like the way it's shaped? Yeah, his back muscles are kind of weird, huh? It's like his spine goes in really deep in his lower back. Lordosis. Yeah, we'll cover that one too, for sure, Anna. All right, guys, if you could hit the like button on the way out. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. We might go live a little bit later in the day, maybe for like a true crime call-in type situation. See if I can find time for that. Thank you for participating in the chat, and shout out to Cindy for sponsoring today's live stream, and welcome back, Freckled. If you're part of the replay crew, let us know what you thought about today's live stream and the case of Rachel Morin. In my opinion, this case is not only very solvable, I believe it will be solved very soon. And I think that law enforcement is hot on this guy's trail, honestly. Freckled says, walking out of the house shirtless. I don't know. He may have been kicked out. All right, guys. I'll check in with you a little bit later today. I appreciate everybody who supports my channel and who was able to catch this live stream. We're going to keep doing this every morning. We're going to keep bringing attention to these cases, especially these murder mysteries that they feel like they're right on the verge of just being busted wide open with new information. And really, that's all it takes is somebody being triggered to come forward and say, okay, it's getting out of hand. I do have information. I was afraid to say anything. I don't want to get involved, but now this is getting out of hand. You will truly be a hero if you can ever find yourself in that kind of a situation. But that is all my time for today, guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Sleuth crew, everybody who subscribed. And if you're not, consider subscribing and becoming a member. Either way, thank you for watching. Till next time, peace.